fresh off a live stage, and he still has the ability to review movies. It's Ryan J.
Me.
Do you miss that stage already? Are you craving it? Are you missing it? Are you dreaming about it?
Well, we've got tonight, tomorrow, and so one last weekend.
Oh, wow. How's it been, man?
It's been fun. It's been really, really different. I mean, I've never performed as an adult before. It's been 30 years, and the last time I was a teenager, so it's completely different, but it's been great.
And you're doing The Sound of Music, is that correct?
Yes.
Wow. There's a lot of music in that. So are you singing?
Yeah, I have 2.5 songs.
Wow. 2.5. How's that happen? How's that?
Yeah, exactly. I'm playing Max Detweiler, and his songs were cut in the movie version with Julie Andrews. So this is based on the original Broadway production. So there are 2 songs that I sing. One is a duet, one is a trio, and then one I sing with the kids, which is a reprise. It's like half a song of that, the song in the movie with the puppet show where they're yodeling.
Yeah.
Like, I get to sing that in the show.
Do you know how to yodel?
Well, no. And that's a little bit of a weak spot for me. But it's been going great. The reviewers have been incredibly generous and humbling to me. And it's just been really fun.
My dad used to attempt to yodel up in Montana. Yodel, 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 and he would yodel in the kitchen while he was doing eggs and stuff. And it's like, man, I didn't realize how important that would be in my life, because all my life now, that's all I think about is him yodeling in that kitchen.
Oh, that's really sweet.
Yeah. So you saw that you still had time to see movies, especially Halloween Ends. I'm excited about this. I didn't get to go to the premiere, but what did you experience?
Well, I was excited about it too. I'm not the biggest fan, but I've seen all the movies, that sort of thing. This is 13 movies, and this called Halloween Ends, so you're expecting, the conclusion. You never really know going into a horror film. Like, they've got to, how can they really no one really dies in any horror movie, right? So it's like, what's going on? But this does have a definitive conclusion that was, so it delivers on its title. But I'm very disappointed in it, actually. It jumped the shark, it missed the mark, and it just fizzled out. It basically, the whole first hour, there's no Michael Myers. There's there's no violence or gore or anything that you expect of the brand. And even when it does happen, when the kills happen, they're tame compared to all previous Halloween movies. It's totally off-brand. It seems like it focuses more on a younger storyline. And then there is Jamie Lee Curtis, and she's always great, but kind of too little too late. And it just is totally not what I think any fan would expect or want from this. And I'm saying skip it.
Oh my God. Oh wow. So and what happens when it hits streaming? Do you still skip it on streaming?
Yeah, I don't think it's good.
So it doesn't deserve an applause then?
No. I'm saying this is a bad movie. This movie, it's a total missed opportunity. They did not give the fans what they want or need, or this is not the way this movie should have gone if it's going to be the last, which, I mean, it does have a definitive ending, so I don't see how they could, they can always bring characters back even when they're, but still.
Wow.
This is ridiculous.
Wow, that's disappointing. All right, so what about The Curse of Bridge Hollow? This sounds like a Halloween motion picture.
This is a Halloween movie, and this is of the family variety on Netflix, and it stars and is produced by Marlon Wayans, who I adore.
What?
Yeah. And he's basically a Grinch, Halloween version of the Grinch. He's a father who just is super anti-Halloween. We don't know why, but he moves his wife, played by Kelly Rowland, and his daughter to a new town that is sort of Halloween obsessed. So it's all about decorating. Everything is Halloween everywhere, and I don't know why he, who hates Halloween, would choose that town, but did. And then there's this legendary curse, and mayhem ensues. And it's rated TV-14, which I found interesting. I mean, the effects are good. It feels kind of like a Disney Channel or like a Hallmark movie until the effects kick in, and Netflix did a good job with the effects here. But it still skews relatively young and tame, and so I think it's really more for families to enjoy. And I'm saying stream it for families. I enjoyed it because I like family films. But I don't think most of my friends my age would just turn this on and watch it. It is a little cheesy, a little young skewing, but adorable and a great family film for Halloween.
What is TV-14? I'm not familiar with that.
It's a rating like PG-13 for movie theaters. TV-14 is a rating for a guideline rating for parents for family entertainment.
Man, I guess maybe I need to get up on these ratings here so I know I'm watching the right programs.
Yeah, there's TVMA, TV-14, TVG.
Okay. I know MA because I see that a lot on my screen.
Yeah, you do.
and it's like, wow, I guess I'm one of those people. I'm one of those mature people. I get to watch this one.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. You are an adult.
Rosaline, what is this one all about?
She rather is Romeo's ex-girlfriend.
What?
So it's Romeo and Juliet from a new perspective. So Rosaline does for Romeo and Juliet what Wicked did to the Wizard of Oz, which is basically looking at things in a new perspective. And Caitlin Dever plays her, and she's great. And it's really fun and fresh. This is on Hulu, and this is like it's a period film, but the music and the dialogue is super modern, and even some of the characterizations are super modern. And so it's very fresh and new. I haven't really seen a period film this way. I would say the closest to it would be something like Bridgerton, but Bridgerton still feels a bit more period than where this goes. This goes more modern.
So it's on Hulu, but it's enjoyable though.
Oh, it is enjoyable. I mean, I laughed a lot. It's clever. It's funny. It's short. It's like 90 minutes. And you also have Bradley Whitford and Minnie Driver in supporting roles. Yeah, and it's great. I mean, there's a twist, so it's not just straightforward, but you get all of that. The one thing that's difficult is Caitlin's playing a role that is challenging because she, as Romeo's jilted ex-girlfriend, trying to break up Romeo and Juliet, and Juliet's her cousin, by the way. Oh
no.
Yeah, so she's put in an awkward position, but she's like, you kind of just want to look at her and be like, honey, he's just not that into you. Get over it. Like, you know what I mean? But you're rooting for, you have to root for her and care about her. And yet she's like kind of this like bratty ex-girlfriend where you're like, okay, we've all been there. It ended. You need to move on now. It's like, come on. So, it's a little, she's a complicated character to root for at the beginning. But aside from that, it's a really smart, fresh, fun new movie. And
my God. I love movies like this because, it's a different point of direction. That would be like, Sleepless in Seattle. I wish they would do a story about somebody who goes in there and tries to break them up. I would like to see them broke up and not meet.
Right? Exactly. Yeah. It's funny.
So, I mean, that to me is creative writing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So what's going on RyanJReviews.com?
Nothing, just my reviews are there. I mean, I'm just trying to get through this weekend and then focusing on some other work. And, the holidays are approaching, so it's been a year. Mm-hmm.
So I'm hearing some vocal damage. You okay?
Just tired. Yeah, I'm healthy, but I'm just tired and, just been trying to rest as much as possible. And, I have another show tonight at 7 p.m., so please send prayers.
So now are you practicing what Jerry Lewis once said to me? He says, when I'm on that stage, the person in the very top row has got to be able to feel my emotion.
We all have microphones.
You do? That's awesome.
Yeah. We all have microphones, and then also it's a brand new multi-million-dollar theater. It's beautiful, and then also I think I'm fully. I mean, I think I'm giving my all to this character, and I'm not planning on doing theater again after this. This was just like a one-stop chance to revive that part of my identity in my life that was so important in childhood, and it's been everything I wanted it to be and that it could be. And so I love that. I'm not planning to do it again. Doesn't mean I never will, but I'm not planning to do it again.
But I love that because you answered the what if. What if I did this? And you're experiencing the what if.
Yeah. Yeah, and it was stressful and scary, and moments where I was like, I don't want to do it, or this isn't what I expected it to be, and the rest of it. But in the end, it's been beautiful and perfect. So
now, do you change your clothes as often as those pictures that you posted?
Yeah, those are my 6 costumes in the show, and I have 2 extremely fast changes that are so fast. And in fact, in dress rehearsal, I missed a scene entirely because I couldn't change the costume fast enough. I was like, this can't work. I'm not doing it. I quit. That's what I like. And every time anything gets difficult, I'm like, I quit. This is not worth whatever. No, I'm getting paid. It's a professional production. I'm getting paid to be there. It's a legit job. And I'm like, I can't handle it. Everyone else there is like a professional actor. They act all the time. They're going to continue to act. They care. I'm like, I'm just doing this. I don't care if I ever act again. Screw it. I'm done. I'm like, whatever. And they're all like, what? I'm like, no, I'm sorry for and then I have to apologize and be like, oh man, I'm so sorry for my bad attitude. I've been stressing out so well. I didn't realize what a temper I had. I didn't realize like when push comes to shove, what like the worst of me is coming. And then I'm like, so I've had to apologize for my bad attitude a couple times, but it's all been kind of really fun. And I've learned a lot about myself, a lot about performing and acting and show business this way, this other side of it that I haven't been on, in 3 decades. And so it's just, and audiences and cast and crew have really embraced me, and it's been really fun.
Oh my God, what a great story. Honestly, because I sit here and complain if my earphones don't fit right. It's like, I'm done. I'm leaving. I'll come back after a walk or something.
Exactly. I would get so frustrated. I'm like, it needs to be perfect because I'm such a perfectionist. I mean, I'm such a control freak. How it works, and you've known me long enough, and suddenly like the smallest things I'd be like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do at this point in this scene. I'm done. Bye everyone. Have a nice show. And they're like, wait, what? I'm like, I don't care. Just find someone else. And they're like, no. They're like, okay, here's so I was like, wow, I'm a Karen. I'm a diva. I have a lot of apologizing and explaining and growing up to do. And wow, I talked to my therapist about my anger issues and my temper and my everything else. I learned so much. I mean, I also learned just like how to act, really. Like I've never performed as an adult. I've never performed a role that was age appropriate before. When I was 19 and under, I was set between 7 and 19. Everything I did before, I was playing adult characters when I was 16. So it's like the process working with other professionals too. And by the way, with a director who I could not admire, respect, and worship more than I do. And like, I didn't really understand everything that was going on while it was happening, but now that I finished one weekend of the show, I'm looking back and realizing the favor he did for me and the rest of the cast, and this is why real, quote unquote, real actors who do this professionally and regularly work this way, and how it makes your performance better, and it all makes sense now. But I kind of wish somebody would have sat me down ahead of time and said, this is the way it's going to work, but they didn't know I didn't know, or whatever, that I'd be freaked out by the process or whatever. But now I understand what process means. So when I hear someone like George Clooney or Brad Pitt or Nicole Kidman talk about their process and character development and performance and the rest of it, I understand a bit of it now.
Oh my God.
Because I've experienced it.
What is that 16-year-old self saying inside you? Because he's not gone. Is he excited, or is he going, whoa, let's go back to writing?
He's just going, there you are.
There you are.
There you are. That's it. You did it. You did it. You still got it. You know what I mean? Like I think that's what I wanted to prove to myself, because the nicest things, people have been really nice, but the nicest things were the strangers coming up to me, afterward, approaching me to say, wow, you were really great. What are you doing next? I want to come and see you again. I really enjoyed you. Or I read in the program, this is your first show in 30 years. I hope you're going to keep doing it. I want to see more of you. Those kinds, as opposed to the stuff that, anyone in your family or your close friends would say, because you feel like they kind of are obligated to tell you. They have to lie through their teeth and tell you how good you were. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But no, it's been the reviewers again. I'm a reviewer, so I was kind of like, yee, how do you review the reviewer? I'm like, I'm really opening up myself now too, but it's been all very, very, very kind and generous and humbling.
I love it, man. Oh, I can't wait to talk to you until next week, man. Let's make it happen.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you so much, Arrow, and we'll talk more soon.
You bet, man. RyanJReviews.com. Be brilliant, bud.
You too. Thanks. Bye.